Hi everyone, today I will use VPC FlowLogs to monitor network interface at IP levels. For example, I will enable VPC FlowLogs in this network interface, and then it will publish FlowLogs to a CloudWatch log group, and then I can filter, I can apply insight rules to get some statistic information. For example, I look at the flow log, and then I filter. I will count how many bytes accepted, or how many bytes rejected, or I looking for the IP address. What is the top contributors in terms of IP address? What IP address contributes the most amount of traffic? That's kind of statistics. So now let's jump in and do it. So I make a new project called VPC FlowLog demo. Okay, and then I initialize a new CDK project. So it's quite simple. I'll use existing VPC. I just launch a new Ec2 instance. I enable VPC FlowLog in network interface, right? So I look up in the VPC ID. I look up for the network interface, enable log flow logs, and then I publish to log group, and then I filter. Okay, let's jump in and do it. So I will delete all. So first I'm gonna make a flow log stack. And let me copy some property of that. It needs VPC ID, string, VPC name, and the network interface ID. This is the network interface I want to monitor. Alright, so this, and in here, so first I'm gonna make a log group, CloudWatch log group, and then role for flow logs to write or to publish log flow logs to log group, and then I create log group flow log for a network interface. And then I create filter and matrix on the log group. So let's do it. Let me check log group. Flow log group. Retention day. let me fix some typo errors. Role and let me copy the service name. Okay, so the role is assumed by VPC FlowLog, and we'll add policy. We attach add to policy, and let me check is a policy statement. Okay, so now I'm gonna create a new FlowLogs for Ec2 Instance network interface. So I need a resources ID, which is the network interface of the Ec2 instance. So prop.network interface, interface ID, and then the resources type is a network interface, and traffic type I monitor all the traffic type, and where I want to deliver to IO. So let me deliver permission. So I need a role for FlowLogs. Let me fix the typo errors. FlowLog. Okay. And log group name. So the aggregation intervals mean if it's short, I will have a lot of blocks. But in that case, and it should be greater than 1 minute or 60 seconds. If it's longer, so I have less amount of the blocks. Okay, let me. So after we publish flow logs to a log group, we can filters, we can create metrics dashboard. Okay, so let me create a metric filter. So I filter for accept package dot metric filter, and then the namespace. The filter pattern I have to copy it. Let me copy the filter pattern. It has several two type. One is the JSON, and the second one is the the space delimiters. The flow log is the space delimiter. So let me copy the filter pattern and copy it. So I need to check from the document about all the fields of flow logs, and then I'm looking for where the action equal to accept. So I'm looking for the accept package, and then I count the metric value by byte, how many bytes accepted, and then I can make metric given the metric. I can make a CloudWatch alarm, and then I add actions. For example, if I'm looking for the rejected, and if I count within several minutes, if too much rejects message, I can send notification. That is a use case example. So let me add another one for filter reject package. So I just copy. Let me copy. It's similar. So copy. Okay. And I also can add the CloudWatch inside rule. So what about this one? So it also filter on the log group, but it already built-in rule for me. Several built-in rules for me. For example, I'm looking for the top 10 IP address which contribute the most amount of traffic. So using that inside rule is convenient. So let me just copy and paste the rule. I need to import the path. Okay, and I need to prepare the rule.json. So directory name rules. Okay, and then I'm gonna add the data transfer rule.json. So let me copy that rule. Actually, I copy from AWS documentation. Okay. Okay. Okay, so now I got the rules. Later on I show you in the console. So we already have VPC flow logs. Now I need to launch an EC2 instance. So let me create another stack. EC2 stack.ts. Let me copy and paste, just launch an EC2 instance. let me show. So I launch a EC2 instance inside the VPC, and I want to access this EC2 instance via SSM, so I add SSM policy, SSM's manage instant call. I want this EC2 instance can access S3, so I add a policy. Yeah, and then it is Linux 2 in a public subnet, so that's all. So let me go to the bin. So first we need the FlowLog stack, right? So let me FlowLog stack and changes, and so we need to give the VPC ID and the VPC name, and then the interface ID. Let me check. Actually, no interface ID here, or should I? Yeah, so I launch understand. Okay. So we need to launch EC2 instance first, and then we get the network interface ID and we pass it. So new EC2 let me check. So for the EC2, I need to pass a VPC ID and VPC name and environment, region, and account. And now let me look up the VPC ID. Okay, so I'm gonna copy this VPC ID. Same in here. Let me check how can I pass the network interface. Okay, let me synthesize this. I need to launch EC2 instance first. We are going to VPC FlowLog and we synthesize. we have to wait a bit. It takes several seconds. Okay, so now I deploy the EC2 stack, and then I take note the network interface, and I fit in the second stack, and then I can monitor the traffic. So I pause the video and then I come back later. For completed, so I launch an EC2 instance, and I have the network interface. It is the interface ID, so I copy the interface ID, and so after I copy that interface ID, I will provide in here. So this is interface IDs, and then I enable FlowLogs by this FlowLog stack. That's it. And then I deploy. So now let's check FlowLogs. Yeah, the FlowLog for the interface IDs, and destination is a log group. So it will go to log group, this log group, and we can see the log streams. And this is the EC2 instance. I keep ping and Google IP address, and let's see. This is the log streams, and we also have config several things. Let's go to the magic, right? So we have two magic filters. We filter for accepted and we filter for rejected, and let's see. Yeah, let's check it. Yeah, this accepted and also rejected, and we can view it in like we view it in dashboard, for example. So let me go to the magic. So it will take a while to see the graph. It will take a while to see the graph availables, but I'm looking for accepted and also looking for rejected. And then I have also the inside rule. This one, I config one rule. So let's see that rule. Okay. It's loading, so okay. So I want to check the data transfer via my network interface. What IP address contribute the most amount of traffic? So this is have been showing. Yeah. So we can see the IP address which contributes the most amount of traffic. It is blue one. This is the IP address, right? So this is actually the IP address of the instance, and this is the Google I'm pinging. So that's it. I can show the 68. So go back to the instance 68. So this is IP address, and now yeah. So after a while, we can see this accepted metric, how many bytes accepted, how many bytes rejected. But this one takes a while, and then the graph available now not available yet. So I pause a bit. I can observe the accepted package, this slide. So that's all. Thank you.